Go.
What's up, Chop and Chatters? Welcome to another episode of Chop and Chat. Before we get into anything, we're your hosts. I'm Dre, aka Yitzilog.
Yes, and I am Adil, aka your big time Becky.
We are recording. It's been another great week of wrestling. The Royal Rumble. How amazing was the Rumble?
That was so much fun. And before we get into to discussing, I am so proud of Dre and I because we called Jey Uso, and we were like, yes, it's gonna be Jey Uso. It has to be Jey Uso.
No one
And
believed me.
yeah,
Oh my lord! I had some people over for the Rumble just because we would just watch. I don't want to watch it by myself, and I had
yeah.
picks, and I always saved one of my picks for Jey Uso just in case.
Yeah. I was like, we got Jey Uso, we called it, so I was pretty happy. But not because we were right, but just because, you see what you envision happen. And I
Yeah.
think that feels really good. But yes, where do we start with the Rumble?
I
Where
think
do we
let's
start?
go match by. I mean, because it was a short PLE in terms of the number of matches.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like 4 matches. Women's Rumble.
Yeah, Women's Rumble. Oh my God. I was I guess we just go through the interesting parts. I was happy that Io and Liv opened, but usually when you open, you know that they're not gonna win. But I was still hoping deep inside that Io was going to win. So that was me. I was like, oh my God. I was like, they're gonna give Io a good record. They're gonna make her the first winner from number one. So I was really like looking forward to it because she and Rhea had all these interactions, and I was like, it's probably a build to it. But no, she didn't. So it was just like she got eliminated in that major Nia Jax, like 7 of you gone.
Yeah, poor Io though. She took all the bumps in like the first
She did.
hour.
She did. She was like the MVP. And I was like, and I love that Roxanne got the record, but I was like, I think Io was the one who worked so much harder, but not to diminish Roxanne in any way. I love Roxanne. I'm just a bigger Io fan.
Yeah,
But
like Io and Liv took so many bumps that night. I'm like, leave them
Liv
alone.
too. Yeah. And I was like, uh, and this Rumble was, I think, for me, more enjoyable than last year in a sense that, um, I don't know, it just flowed better. I think last year, um, the removal of the legends completely, I mean, I get it, it's such a big roster, but the Rumble, the legends are part of the Rumble. So I really always expect one or two at least to come out and surprise the audience.
Yeah,
So yeah, so for this year, oh my God, Alexa
yeah, that was my
Bliss.
favorite part. That was my favorite part of this year's Rumble. She needs to start doing stuff. She needs to.
I
She's
the
back.
best part,
She needs to start.
and the best part was everyone was like, she's not coming back, and Dave Metzler, whatever, you can go home, you're so old. Sorry, like he was like, oh, they're not agreeing on a contract, and I was like, I whatever, but I believed it, and I was like, okay, it seems fair for Alexa to renegotiate her contract. I mean, she's such a draw, like she deserves a private bus if she wants to. Like
Oh,
I'm for it. So I was thinking she's not gonna appear. Then her music played, and I was like, and that jacket, Bray Wyatt
oh,
tribute, fabulous.
okay.
Wearing the same outfit she wore in the 2023 Rumble, I was like,
Hmm.
you're a goddess. Like you are, and you will always
She's my
be.
favorite. She's been my favorite since I came back to watching wrestling again.
Oh my God! When I first saw NXT, she was my favorite, and she was like that
Mhm.
pixie. I already loved her. I was like, this girl is the prettiest girl here. She's gonna be a star.
Yeah.
uh, she's very talented. So, and I love that Liv eliminated her and got all that heat because I can't imagine anybody else getting the heat.
Right.
So it's like, good job, Liv. And I hope something comes up with the two of them. I'd love to see them in a
Yeah.
feud. I've always dreamed of Alexa versus Liv. So,
Right. Right. Yeah, and then of course Charlotte comes back.
ah!
He wins again.
Charlotte coming back in that outfit, I don't know, the moment she came out, I freaked out. And I don't care about her haters. I love that she has all these haters because it shows how good she is at what she does.
Yeah.
She came out looking so beat, that face was beat, that outfit, oh my goodness. I was like, she is a drag queen wrestler.
Yeah.
And then, and the best part I was watching, I was telling my husband, because he was there, and I was like, look, they're showing the ring because they don't want to show her wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
I was like, but every single head is looking at her like nobody was watching the match. I was like, that's how Charlotte Flair commands a fucking arena. I was like, no. And so Charlotte came, and then, oh my god, I was so shocked when I heard the giggle. I was like, Trish! So Trish came out too, loved the outfit, loved the tribute to her debut outfit. And I was like, she's practically 50 years old. She turned 49 a few weeks ago. So I was like, she's 50.
Yeah.
And she looks nothing like it. I love that she was a Barbie doll forever and ever, and that she could still deliver her moves. And she went against Nia. I was like, girl.
Yeah. And then your all-time favorite at number 30?
Oh my god! I did record myself, but even if I remember, I cried. I was like, like Nikki, because first of all, wrestling fans, a lot of them are really such jerks. Like when she was going through her divorce, everyone, like all these like basement dwellers were like, that's why John Cena left. You're like, you guys know nothing about what happens with their personal lives. So for you to immediately trash Nikki just because she went through a divorce.
The personal life isn't any of our business either, right? It's like what they put on in the show. That's like what we need.
Right? So I was like, when Nikki came out, and then I know that there was a chance she would come out because of the traders and the partnership with Peacock. So I was like, oh my god, please, it would be a great way to promote the show. But for me, it was a coming back story of somebody who went through a whole tough year with that divorce, with all the naysayers, and then she comes out, and I was just like, and then looking like she never left. My god, her body was snatched, her face was, I was like, oh my god, and the attitude, she got that attitude right down when she came out, and I loved it. And you know what, I think I loved the entire thing, and I thought Nia was gonna win. I really thought. I was like, oh my god, they have so much trust in Nia now. They're giving her Queen of the Ring. They're giving her Royal Rumble. I was like, but of course they're not gonna give her WrestleMania. It's always balanced. But I was like, this would be so badass if Nia won. And then she got eliminated, and I was like, okay, Dre and I were talking about a complete impossible. Don't tell me Roxanne is gonna win the Rumble. But I was like, but if she did, that would have been cool too. I mean, it would have been a way into the main roster.
The NXT roster is so good. I mean, showing up Stephanie Bel-Air and Julia killed it. They did so well.
I was sad that Julia didn't get a big pop. I was like, I don't know if people knew her at all. I was like, you are looking at a legend.
She's great. Speaking of wardrobe malfunction, though, shout out to Liv Morgan. I don't know if you've noticed. You know what I'm talking about? She noticed Myra having her little, and she fucking pushed her out of the way so she could deal with it off camera. Like, to me, I'm like, yo, that's such a professional veteran move to like, she knew what was going on. She knew what needed to happen, and she knew where to place her so she can get it fixed and keep doing the spots,
Yeah, the sisterhood. Yeah, that was like,
that's insane.
I was
also, shout out to the Chelsea Green moment with the black female roster. So good.
Oh my god. I also, Dre knows this, I was over the fence with Chelsea before just because she looked like some girl I didn't like. But ever since she came out, like, all pro human being, like, coming out with rainbow flags and trans flags in her posts and being like the president. I'm like, I freaking love you, Chelsea. I was like, when I see her, I'm gonna bow down. I was like, you've just made queen level the list of queens. I love Chelsea. I love that, and I love that it was Piper who eliminated her because
Yeah.
I really am looking forward to Piper becoming the United States champion at some point.
Turn.
Right? So I'm like, that was cool. Bianca Belair, she was okay, but I was like, maybe she's gonna win Elimination Chamber. You know, I have no idea, or maybe Jade comes in and costs her Elimination Chamber. Who knows?
I think they're setting big for Bianca, just like not right now.
Like I hope so, because I'm like, that's Bianca. So I was hoping she'd play a more prominent role, and I was a little sad that she was good. I mean, Bianca, when she's there, she gets your attention. But
Yeah.
I think having Charlotte, Alexa, Trish, and Nikki come just really stole the show from everybody. And Naya's eliminations were great.
And it's
else?
crazy because they're so. This is what I noticed with both the men's and women's Rumble. Their rosters are so stacked where there are people that I expected to show up that didn't get a spot at all.
Yeah.
That must be a testament to how good the roster actually is, because like there were people that I didn't even see, and I was expecting them. Shout out to Maxine Dupree. So good.
Yes.
So good.
I love her. That's a diva. Like, oh my gosh, that's a diva. And I really I enjoyed every second of that women's rumble. Like, I was like, just the whole thing. And I'm very happy with the winner. I'm very happy with Charlotte. I don't understand the hate. I think the hate is so short-sighted. So if you're a hater, listen, because, you need a lesson. Like, there is nobody who can legitimize Tiffany Stratton like Charlotte Flair will. And whether she chooses Charlotte or Rhea, which I think whether Tiffany or Rhea, I think she'll choose Tiffany. She will legitimize Tiffany Stratton. And whether she wins or loses that match at WrestleMania, she will make it good. And Tiffany would be so fortunate to have a match with Charlotte. That's why I was like, guys, they're trying to build the next generation of stars. They're trying to make sure the stars continue to rise and that roster is stacked. And having Charlotte there at WrestleMania with Tiffany, I'm just like, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. I didn't
notice this until recently. Charlotte Flair and Andrade's music is the same. Their entrance music is the same.
Yes, despite the divorce. Yeah. Sorry.
No.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm like, it sounds similar. And to all the AJ Lee fans hating on Nikki, I am done with you guys. You are a cult. You can't, how is it Nikki's fault? I don't get it. And they're just like, it should have been AJ. Well, it isn't. And you know what? WWE, if AJ wanted to come back, do you think they wouldn't? That's money right there.
For sure.
You're right. If AJ said, yo, I want to come back, they'd be like, okay, you and Nikki get a spot, and you guys need to do something and rekindle that rivalry. And I'm just like, these fans are so... No, sorry, they're not fans. This cult is so short-sighted. I am done with you guys. Please stop polluting social media with your hate. Nobody wants it. Yeah. We can support all the women equally. We can have preference on who we like. But it's not their fault that your girl doesn't show up for the Royal Rumble. You've been doing this since 2018. Maybe respect her decision, and just cheer for her husband or her dog. I don't know.
I think we just found the clip for this episode.
I was telling Dre, I was like, I was so mad that I started replying to the comments where I was like, there's no room for you haters. Like, stop it. And then got the attention of Brie Bella. Shout out to Brie Bella. So I'm like, I love it. I'm good. I got the attention of the Bella twins. I am happy. I will support them forever. I don't care about the cult. I will also support AJ Lee when she comes back because, hey, they all make up a good show. So I think, that's it for me for the Women's Rumble. Love the returns. Love Charlotte winning. I think it's the best thing ever.
And then, there comes a point in a PLE where you have to go and use the bathroom, get a snack, refill your plate with food, and to me, that was that bullshit tag team match.
I love the Motor Machine Guns. I've always loved them since TNA. I just couldn't get into the match. I couldn't get into it. I don't know what was wrong. They seemed off themselves. Like their chemistry was so off. I was just like, I'm gonna make some bulldog ramen. I'll be right back.
It's like, give me a second. No, keep going, and then I'll be back. I'll be back. Promise.
The one thing that woke it up for me was the Street Profits.
Oh yeah,
I have been waiting for them to come out and really dominate the tag team division to a point where both of them can do what the Usos did and pass through their own singles careers. So that's the thing. I love it. I love the Street Profits were there. Montez Ford, you are the hottest. I love you. Thank you for gracing me with your presence.
You know what I think it is too? The Street Profits can deliver really intense promos that the other tag teams can't right now. Like, you don't see DIY or their Motor City Machine Guns really get into intense promo standoffs. They're kind of just like, we'll see you in the ring. But when the Street Profits and the Usos got into their promos, I'm like, yo, they're going to kill each other.
That's the kind of
intensity we need back in the tag division, right?
I think they really need a lot more personality, and then and I think the only tag team with a lot personality in the SmackDown roster is A-Town Down Under, and they got moved. So I'm happy that the Street Profits are given this platform because I think they're gonna stand up and step up and do well in the challenge. Yeah. Okay, Cody and Kevin. That was brutal.
Yo. That was crazy. Like, I knew they weren't gonna, something has to happen there.
Yeah.
I kind of don't have so many comments on that, other than like, we just gotta wait and see.
Yeah. Same here. I was like, I love them both, but it was very obvious that that Kevin wasn't gonna win. I don't know. I just like, they're not gonna make him win the Rumble. Like, it doesn't matter what you say. Cody is going to WrestleMania. Cody's earned it. Cody is well loved.
It's
so yeah. So that's why I was like, for me, I was just like, okay. Like, but my God, Kevin Owens, that last move you took. I hope you're fine. He's a father. He's a husband. I was like, that was a nasty fall.
Was a bit rough. That one, I don't know if they're writing it, so I mean, we'll get into predictions after the last match stuff, but I have an idea of something, and I want to know what you think. But yeah, let's get into the Men's Rumble.
Men's Rumble. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love this. Sorry, I love that Rey Mysterio and Penta opened the show, and I love
number 3.
Yeah, and I love that the commentary said, these are two of the greatest wrestlers of Mexican descent. I love that in this climate today where there is a lot of division, I love that WWE stepped up and did what was right.
Yeah,
that was right.
That was a big step.
Like, you need to honor these people who have, especially Mexico and their contribution to the whole wrestling industry all over the world. That was a great moment. And I was like, I got so emotional, and then they were staring at each other, and I was like, man, see, this is WWE. This is, recognizing global talent and saying it and not shying away from it and saying that these are two Mexican wrestlers who are legendary. Yeah. And my God, they opened so good, so emotional. Chad at number 3, come on. Chad has grown so well as a heel. Oh my God. He's so much better for me than Kurt Angle. Like, wrestler-wise, no one beats Kurt, but I was like, the heel persona, Chad freaking Gable.
Yeah. And it's like, after that, I'm like, yo, how many Latin wrestlers are in the WWE? They brought out all.
They did, and they were like, Santos Escobar, and then like Andrade, and I was like, yeah, but I love it. I love it. I love that it was like subtle, but it was there. It was like, yo, we're here. They're here, and they're part of the show just like any other person.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I think this was a slow start. Sheamus was fun. I think the star though was Jacob Fatu.
Yeah. First time.
When he came out, I was like, oh, yeah, you's in trouble, girl. You a danger, girl.
I like the new, it's kind of like when they come out with the lei and they like break it, so it's like confetti. I thought that was a cool touch. And then you see Jacob and do as well as he did, and he had a crazy good year. But there are clips of him at last year's Rumble in the audience watching.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, man, good for you. Because, like, you deserve that. Because you put in work.
Right? And straight to, like, just dominating and, like, the tease with him, between him and Braun. I was like, I'm for this. Like, I would love to see this. And then, what up? Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry.
I believe. And you know that he's not from WWE because the cameraman didn't know when to focus.
Right.
I was like, yo, you're supposed to, like,
Also,
this is where
he brought his belt with him.
I know. I was like, because I was already worried about the women's when I was like, okay, Jordan came out, but there was no TNA star, so I was like, oh, it would suck if they didn't have like a signed TNA talent. So when Joe Hendry came out, I was like, speaking of Jordan, that spot with Piper, I just have to like respect. But yeah, so Joe Hendry, that was fun. What else was fun? Huh?
AJ Styles.
Oh yeah, with his original theme. I love that he came back with that theme music. That was good, and he had pyro, and I was like, "Yo, is he gonna win?" I was like, Charlotte was the only one who had pyro,
Right.
and she won.
Then Reigns comes out with pyro.
Oh my god, Roman! Oh my god, marry me, bro. You are my tribal chief, and I will do anything for you.
Dude, it's crazy because we got down to the last like 12 or like 10, and I'm like, yo, any one of these people could win. And so there were people here, and the whole time I was screaming like, God damn it, it's so hard being a Jey Uso fan right now. Because in my head, I'm like, are they going to give it to him? Because, it's like a group. It was, at one point, it was McIntyre, Roman, Rollins, Punk, Dom. And I'm like,
Cena.
yeah, it's so hard being a Jey Uso fan. And then I want to tell everyone fucking watch it. I called Anil when there was 2 people left. Or like 3. I think it was 3. Once they eliminated Roman and them, I was like, it's gonna be James.
Yeah. I was like, oh, come on, they're not gonna give it to John Cena. Because I was like, they have to balance. They can't give the Cena of the women's division Charlotte and then Cena. I was like, they're not gonna do that. And like Triple H is more of a moving forward kind of vision is what I see with him, which is the very, very different vision Vince had where he was like, no, he was just going to push Cena, which made the CM Punk fans bitter from a decade ago.
Yeah.
But like, and I love the spot where they were like Cena, Punk, Rollins, Roman, AJ. I was like, oh my God, they're just all here.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, and I was like, how is Jey Uso going to win? And then LA Knight comes out and I'm like, what? Like, why are you here? Like, why are there big stars all at once? And then we're not going to talk about number 30. He can go to hell for all no, seriously, he can go to hell. It's not that we don't like him as a heel. We don't like him as a person. So, like, he can go away. Yeah. But, yeah, when it was him and Cena, I was really just like, oh my God. Because there was still a part of me that was like, but they could make Cena win. Like, they could. If they wanted to. They could just be like, no, give it to John. But I was shocked because for me though, it would have been more exciting if they kept Punk. because a lot of people were expecting him to win, and I was too. I was like, he had the good story for me, he had the most relatable story.
That's when
So
I
I think
knew when they were out, like the three of them. I'm like, oh, it's my
Jay,
dude. It's my dude.
yeah, because when Logan eliminated him, I was like, oh, like fuck you, Logan Paul. Like I hate him so much. So when he eliminated Punk, I was like, uh-oh. But then, yeah, then it got stronger, and then I was just so excited. And then Jay won. So emotional. Jay and I were like, ah! I was like jumping up and down. Because I was really like, I was to my husband, oh my God, he won! And it was so emotional. And then, yeah, it was a great way to end the Rumble. And then his Monday Night Raw promo was just, I was like, he's crying. I'm gonna cry. So I was crying.
Dude. Did you see the post-show match for the Rumble?
No, what was that? Oh, yes, I just watched a little bit. I didn't see the whole thing.
Did you see the Cena spot on that?
No, what happened?
Oh my lord. Okay, so this is what my prediction is from now till Mania. Okay?
Okay.
So Cena goes into the press conference and he goes, my whole career I've done what's best not for me but for what's best for the company.
Yes. Oh, yes, yeah.
And then he goes,
I saw that.
me winning and going to Mania is what's best for the company. And he goes, I'm calling my shot and winning Elimination Chamber, and I'm going to challenge for the main event at Mania. And I'm like, yo, and you know they're going to give it to him because that's his last match, right?
But Punk is also in.
I think it's going to be Punk, Roman, Rollins in a triple threat at
Oh,
Mania.
for WrestleMania.
And Punk doesn't get his main event till next year.
Well, hopefully he doesn't get injured. He's been a little
But
brittle.
I think it's Cena Cody with a Cody heel turn.
Ooh,
I think
that
Cody's
would
gonna
be
turn heel
interesting.
soon, and then it'll be Cody Cena, and it'll be Uso Gunther. Uso wins at Mania, Cena wins at Mania, but retires, and because there's so much top shelf talent, tournament because he has to relinquish, right?
Yeah.
Like he has to let go of the belt because he's gonna retire. So now we have a tournament with all the top guys gunning for the undisputed belt.
That's a good. I would love to see that.
Wow.
Actually, a part of me though wants to see Cena and Punk rekindle their feud
Yeah.
from a decade ago and just, go at it. I think at that time CM Punk was a bit younger too, so he was more whiny, and I can relate. At that age you were like, I deserve this, and it's true though, he did deserve it. Vince kept giving him blue balls with it because I was like, CM Punk was the number 2 merchandise seller.
Yeah.
You couldn't give him a break. You couldn't push him hard enough to make him number 1. Like, what was that about? So I do want to see them together. I love. This is where so Dre knows this. A few weeks ago, I was hating on CM Punk, but now I'm convinced because like I said, I just ignore his cult. They're the ones who annoy me. CM Punk is very good at what he does, and I think him at the Chamber match and John Cena cutting that promo is what for me makes it already so unpredictable. Like I'm like, I need to watch this. I need to see who wins because it's just so unpredictable. Actually, even on the women's side, I'm like, I can't believe they did that to Io. So I'm thinking something might happen where Io still gets a shot because that was weird. Unless if they're building towards much, which again I cannot. You cannot discount how Triple H does his long-term storytelling.
Right.
So I'm also thinking they might be suggesting a Rhea Io feud down the line. But right, I was like, oh my god, they're too good. So I don't know if they're going to just because they don't have enough time. I think I don't know how. Well, actually they do. I don't know if they're gonna make Bianca win and just give us Bianca and Rhea finally, which I'm like, I need to see that. We all need to see that.
I think at this point in the women's division, if you were to roll the dice, whatever comes up, whatever 2 superstars come up, I'd be happy with.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, I'm looking forward to Charlotte and Tiffany, and then I'm looking forward to whatever Rhea's match is, and I'm looking forward to whatever the tag team match is.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm like, either or, their roster is stacked. That's why I don't get the whiners. Get out of here. Like, just stop.
Yeah.
Um, although I have to say, before the Rumble, I was a bit bummed. I was like, Saturday night main events, both were really
Those are
disappointing.
poop, man.
Like I felt like you just wanted a chance to advertise something, a product or whatever, sell tickets and not give us anything. So that one, I hope you guys they improve on that one. And then the Raw and SmackDown, the go home shows didn't feel like go home shows. I don't know if it was me, but that Punk Cody segment to end Raw, I just found so off. I was like, you guys are not in your element here. And I think that you're forcing this Punk Cody storyline that doesn't seem to be fitting. But anyway, they made up for it in the Rumble. A lot of people, what do you think? A lot of people don't think that Jey Uso and Gunther are going to draw. So they're very negative with that.
I think here's the thing, right? Jey Uso has the biggest pop in the business right now.
Yes.
I mean he just has the biggest pop. He's number one in merch sales. I think of course he's gonna draw just because he's like the guy. Even more so than Cody. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What I'm curious about is okay, so WWE has this really good talent of building up faces up until they get the belt.
Yeah.
Once they get the belt, I'm like, yo, what happened? So
I know.
I would like to see. I honestly believe that Jay's going to win the belt at Mania. He's going to have this big moment like Cody did last year. I need to see him in a spot where he does something with the belt. Whether it be like, I wouldn't mind Solo Jay for a while.
Yeah.
If Solo
You
comes
know,
back, let him fight for the belt.
building on your idea of a Cody heel turn, I would love to see Jay versus Cody,
Oh, yeah.
with Cody turning heel via Jay, and Cena and Gunther can go.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't mind that either.
Because I'm like, yeah, Cena and Gunther, like Gunther is like the classic opponent of a John Cena, the all-American boy who's fighting this Austrian ring general. So I think that's classic, but then Jay choosing Cody would be a shock, and then people would think, oh my god, Jay is turning heel, but it's Cody who turns
Yeah.
heel. And Jay wins the belt from Cody, which is like, that's for what you did to my cousin last year.
Right.
So I'm just like, that is a good too, but I only thought about that. I was building from your idea that Cody could turn heel this year. So, yeah, because a lot of naysayers are like, oh, Jay and Gunther. And a part of me is like, maybe they're making us believe it's Jay and Gunther, but then Jay chooses Cody.
Yeah.
So maybe, who knows, maybe we'll find out after Elimination Chamber. I honestly don't mind waiting. I honestly don't mind seeing Jey Uso come out every week on Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, yeah.
Have WWE use that time to collect data, because that's, measure the behavior, measure and analyze which, would be better when he chooses. So I don't mind seeing it also after Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
But I don't know, correct, I don't know if you have to choose before Elimination Chamber. I don't know if
Okay,
that's...
so that would be an interesting thing, right? So let's say they get to the chamber. Let's say, also, we don't even know if Cena wins, but let's just say Cena wins the chamber, right? I would love to see a promo where it's Jay and Cena and one of the champions in the same promo, where Cena's trying to declare for someone, and Jay's like, hold on, I haven't declared yet.
Yeah.
Right? That would be a great way to write that, because they haven't even touched that kind of thing yet.
Right? And he's like, I won the Rumble. I get first dibs. So until I've chosen, you just gotta keep quiet, John.
Yeah.
But, yeah, what if CM Punk wins the Elimination Chamber?
Yeah. I hope not.
I I felt the enthusiasm.
What's Cena gonna do at Mania? Guest ref? That's stupid. Your last time at Mania, you're the guest ref. Putang ina.
All right, go against Austin Theory again.
That's
Like,
so
what was
dumb.
that, guys? It's like,
So
what
dumb.
was that?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? You have made the case for Cena winning Elimination Chamber, but again, I would love to be surprised. If there's any like real complaint I have with the Paul Levesque era, it's been very predictable,
Yeah.
which was very different from when he took the reins in 2002, I think, all the way to 2003, where he was really building up to something where we were just like 2023, all the PLEs were kick ass. I enjoyed every single one. They were bangers, like Money in the Bank, everything was good.
Yeah, because
Last year, yeah.
Roman was champ. That's
Yeah. It was, but last year, I only enjoyed, and this is me being like really frank, I only really enjoyed WrestleMania, of course. I enjoyed Backlash because of that crowd. I cannot, like,
Oh, yeah.
Leon, I love you. Like, I enjoyed Backlash because of that crowd, even though the PLE was, yeah, it was okay. And
War Games.
SummerSlam. Yeah. Oh, War Games too was, War Games, I think because the 2023 women's War Games set such a high bar,
Mhm.
the 2024 women's one to me was, was just okay. I love that Nia was in it. But it was, yeah, okay. What I experienced last year was the women's division was all Rhea.
Yeah.
It was all Rhea and that dragging Rhea Liv storyline where I think all the potential was not really met. So I was like, it had such a good build, and then it was. I hope they don't make Rhea the new John Cena, where they just build her as Superwoman. But so far they haven't shown that because, well, they did when she squashed Nia, but her whole thing with Io, I think, is the one that's going to keep me hooked to
Also,
that.
Bad
But
Blood was good last year.
I don't remember what was bad.
That's the one when Jimmy Uso comes back to help Roman.
See, I was like, I don't remember. Oh yeah, of course. How could I, like the blood? Okay, yeah, yeah. And War Games. War Games was fun. I remember when they were all doing that number one, and CM Punk was like sleeping.
Oh,
What
yeah,
are you
that
doing?
sucked.
I was like,
That's...
you don't look cool.
I still don't like CM Punk, by the way. Like, I know you have shifted over. I still like, I get it. I get why other people like him. It doesn't mean that I have to like him. Like,
Yeah.
Cool. Unless you want to come and guest on our podcast.
He does live in LA. I was telling Dre, my coworker bumped into him last week. We have an area here called Silver Lake, and he was running around with his dog. So everyone was like, "We all know who that is."
Real quick, let me be clear. It's not like I dislike him. It's just like I don't particularly like him. You know
I get it. I get
Like,
it.
I
And with so
understand why
many
he's,
choices.
like, a pro and everyone respects him. Cool. It's just like he's not my flavor.
Yeah, yeah. And with so many stars. Yeah. So, okay. I think we're good.
I think
good.
we should get into this week's 3 count.
Yes.
This week's 3 count. I think you know what? Your top three luchador style wrestlers.
Ooh. Oh my god. Of course, it's Rey Mysterio.
That's 1.
Number 1, respect. Eddie Guerrero.
2. Damn, you're taking all mine. Go.
I'm sorry. We can
you're
grab
good,
the same one. And then who's Lita? I gotta put.
The woman's side. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go to some throwbacks. But one, I gotta go with Dom.
Yeah.
The throwback would be you know what? I heard he was an asshole, but I remember just watching his matches and like really rooting for him. Juventud Guerrera.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. That's a throwback.
The WCW.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's a throwback.
And now Honestly, Dragon Lee. I'm so impressed with that guy.
Oh yeah, and I love his entrance.
He's so
The
good.
dragon. He's so good. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, Dragon Lee.
No, yeah.
Dude,
I went with the classics. I realized, oh my god, I went with all the stars of the ruthless
yeah,
aggression
right?
era. But yeah, no, I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, top
I'm
and chatters.
excited.
Oh, go
We're
ahead.
about to see SmackDown tomorrow. So we'll
Oh,
see what happens. NXT was great with Charlotte and Bailey. I love that. And A-Town Down Under. Shout out to Grayson Waller. I love you. You're the best trash talker in the business.
nice.
And please come here. What
There you go.
else? Yeah. That's it. SmackDown tomorrow. I can't wait for the Charlotte and Tiffany showdown and the Jey and Cody showdown. It's gonna happen.
Yes. All right, top and chatters. If you like the stuff we're putting out, please support us. Follow us on all the social media. Um,
Yes, Blue Sky in particular.
Blue Sky. We need the blue sky
Yeah,
clicks.
we are on
Until
Blue
next
Sky.
time, we've been your host. I'm Dre, aka Yitzilog.
And I am Anil, aka your big time Becky, and we've had a big time. We had big time so far.
We will see you next time.
Bye. Chop and chat with us. Yeet.